Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. Oh, the behind the scenes moments. Oh my goodness. Derek was really trying not to laugh, man.
He was as red as his head.
He turned really red.
Come on, guys. Let's make this organic.
Yes. Anyway, we are here and we're excited. We're excited about this show. Oh, it's Wednesday, and you're listening to Hey, We're Talking. I'm Scotty D, and I've got Bob Peel and Derek Tant. They're always here. I say joining me, but they're always here. They never go away.
We love joining him on his show.
I was gone last week, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, 2 weeks ago, you doof.
I don't remember.
Derek, every show, you somehow blow the fact that this
is pre-recorded.
I know, man. You're always like, I wasn't here a week ago. No, you were not here 2 weeks ago, Derek. 2. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That's another. We'll add that to the list.
We can't record live every single week. It just doesn't. Not like that. It just doesn't work.
Oh my god.
We do need to do like a live thing on YouTube or something.
I'd love to, but you guys have very busy schedules.
We've got some things planned in the works, and we will do something like that. So
Bob, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to.
You guys,
cool.
You don't know what I'm talking about, but there's some things in the works, and we will be doing that at some point in the future.
Do I get to be a part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah,
so.
me too.
But Scott's hearing of it too, but I've got some things planned, man. It's not on the spreadsheet yet.
Bob is starting to do some big stuff. I'm not going to lie. He's making some moves, and I like it.
It's like a chess game, you know?
Yeah.
Got to think 3 moves ahead.
Right. Now, that's one of the things I told you that I'm really getting irritated with is I keep playing with my microphone. I got to stop doing that. It's one of my things. Go ahead, Bob.
So, Scott, one of the newest things you've added over the last few weeks is that lamp behind you.
That looks like from Toy Story or one of the Pixar.
No. I mean, it's a very nice lamp, but when you sit up properly, it looks like you have a man bun.
It does. I like that.
So I've just noticed that over the last little while that
there it is back there.
If you sit up all the way, you look like you have a man bun on top of your head, which is kind of hilarious, by the way.
Is it doing it right now?
You got to go to your left a little bit. Right there. Look at your man bun.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right. For the people in podcast world, you don't get it, but check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, that's an IKEA lamp. It's huge. It doesn't look that big because it's far behind me. I rearranged the whole office. So anyway. All right. So today we're going to continue talking about being married and whatnot. But today we're going to talk about what we'll call doghouse moments. So things that have gotten us in trouble with the old lady. She got upset and we probably deserved it. So we'll talk about some of those. I'm gonna hold off. I will be full disclosure here and just say I have a couple that are not. They're not friendly enough to be on the pod. They can't be. If you asked me, like if you meet me someday and you go, what were those things? What did you get in trouble for with your wife? And I didn't. The best part is I didn't get in trouble, but they're heinous. I mean, this is like cardinal sin. I can't tell what I did. Because if my parents listen, they would literally drop dead. They would drop dead.
Your parents aren't listening, so who cares?
I don't know now because I've been watching my language.
I cannot believe you do that, Scotty.
Oh, there would not be I can't believe you did that. I'm telling you, my mom would die.
Derek and I got the story pre-show, and that's what some of that laughter was right at the beginning of the show, some of these stories. And I recommend Scott don't. You know, he doesn't need to share those, but that's kind of one of those things. If you get to meet up with Scott in person,
I'll tell you.
Great story.
I'll tell you because it's so stupid. On top of it, it's so stupid. I was so dumb that I did it, and then my wife basically just laughed at me. So yeah, there you go.
That happens.
And I laughed at you too.
So why don't you guys share something? Yeah, you guys did laugh. Why don't you guys share one of your doghouse moments? Like, you don't have to give your worst, or don't be like something that's going to get you in trouble again, but share something with us, a doghouse moment.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead. So here's one of the ones, and it still haunts me to this day, because it comes up like we talked about in Monday's episode. This is one of those things that come back to me to haunt me.
Yeah.
We've all been in a position where our wives are trying on clothes, and they're like, well, does this make me look fat? Does this do this? Does this do that? Can you see a roll? Can you, all of that stuff. So my response has always been, no, it looks fine. It looks good. It looks fine. That's what.
Even if you're lying, right?
Right. We, as guys, that's what we say, regardless, because sometimes our wives don't feel, like they should be wearing something or whatever the case may be. So there was one time my wife and I were getting ready to go out or do something, and she was wearing a pair of pants, or there were leggings or something, and she kept asking me, how does this look? I'm like, oh, it looks fine. By the way, my wife does not have a lisp. Just all females that I'm, make fun of. So
yeah,
just if, have a difference between a guy and a woman's voice. But anyways, she says, how does these look? I said, well, they look fine. They're not too tight. No, they're fine. Do they make my butt look big? No, they look fine. Let's go. Let's leave. Let's go out. Seriously, you need to tell me the truth. How do these pants look? And I don't know what happened with me.
Oh, no.
I don't know what happened with me internally, but something went wrong. I think the devil got a hold of me or something.
There was a short circuit of some kind.
Yes, and what came out of my mouth next was just this horrible thing, and we'll talk about it after this commercial break. No, I'm joking. We don't have. So what came out was, well, it looks like you painted your pants on.
Oh my gosh. And what did she do?
Let's just say we did not go out that night.
Oh gosh.
And she cried the whole night, and we didn't talk probably for 3 days.
Oh.
I don't even know if I feel like you should have gotten in trouble for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
No, but it's one of the. Fine, you guys test it out. Let me know.
I was just telling you before the show that she put something up on Facebook, and I was like, I don't understand what the problem was. But you corrected me. But sometimes girls have triggers, and apparently that's one of her triggers, because I don't even know why you got in trouble for that.
Well, just because I said she looks like she painted her pants on, which meant they were too tight, which in her head meant that she was too fat. It's this whole...
Right. But you didn't say she was too fat. You just said they're right on you.
Right, but that's not how women take it. They take it a totally different way, right. And she became this emotional mess, and I was insensitive for saying it, but I don't know what happened. Like something.
I know we're not supposed to be on your side, but I still don't think that was that bad.
I don't know.
But you still get in trouble for it to this day, though.
Well, it does come up every now and then.
Oh my gosh!
It's one of those scary moments, like, oh. Did I really say that? I was a jerk back then, So, I know for sure, Scott, your wife's going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And she will comment to you about this situation.
Yeah, she's going to tell me that I'm crazy, that you shouldn't say that to a girl.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the problem. This is why I don't get in trouble for much, because my wife knows I'm crazy. I'm a lunatic. So most of the time, nothing I say shocks her. It takes a lot to shock her now. But she just lets it go. She just goes, aha, you're dumb. And then she moves on. So I don't get in trouble for a lot of... I should get in... If I married the wrong woman, my life would be hell. I would be hubbubbed all day long. And hubbub means, if you have ever watched the Flintstones, Dino, his little... you'd get in trouble if you said that about a chick, and I just said it. Hubbubbed. You guys are being quiet because you don't want to. You don't even want to be in the same room when I say that. Anyway, it's like when a woman keeps nagging at you. I don't have a nagging wife. She's like, God obviously knew I needed someone who could put up with a lot of crap, because I'm a total doofus.
So I'll jump to another really quick story, which it didn't get the Doghouse. This is kind of off topic a little bit, but it just reminded me of it because you said it. My wife and I, we laugh about it now. When we were teenagers, there was one point where I was driving her home. She lived about 25 minutes away, so I'd pick her up and drive her home. And for some reason, we don't even remember what it was for. I was driving and she's just in the passenger seat, just barking, rah, 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 just whatever. And I slam my hand on the horn, and I'm like, shut up, as loud as I possibly could.
And you didn't get put in the doghouse for that?
No, no, I don't know, because I think she just realized she was just yapping. But nowadays we laugh about it in a good way. Like, I don't know what happened that day, but that was pretty funny stuff.
I like that there's this thing in Bob. If you just push him a little bit too far, that he'll just he kind of just like loses, and he loses consciousness, and his real thoughts come out. I like that. It looks like they're painted on. Shut up.
There is a point where Bob does get triggered. It takes a lot to. I
know, dude.
I mean, I've had people in my face swearing at me, ready to fight me, and I've held back. But there are certain specific things that just trigger me, and I apparently haven't found it yet, because you haven't completely lost it on me. I get you a little bit, but not that far. Yeah, sometimes. Not nowhere near in a bad way, though. No, you've never really yelled at me. I will tell you just to shut up. You're just like, you're stupid, shut up. That's basically what you do to me. All right, Derek, what's yours?
Okay, well, I have, I mentioned this on Monday. I had a practice marriage, and I have my wife right now. But I can probably share stories from both, but it'll be fun. All right, for the record, my wife is wonderful, and I've never actually been in the doghouse. I have made her mad, and I'll tell you a story from early on in the marriage. What are y'all doing?
What is Bob doing? Like, he's playing with it. He's got like a third nipple by his armpit, and he's playing with it.
No, I was scratching a mosquito bite. I've got mosquito bites all down my legs and apparently on my shoulders. So I was itching a mosquito bite, man. You don't have to bring it up on the show. Just let me be.
Dude, it was like Derek, he had his whole like chest exposed, didn't he?
Shut up!
Okay, Derek, tell your story. We'll be quiet.
Okay.
It's your floor, Derek.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you letting me talk on my own show.
We'll see you in like 10 to 12 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh, maybe.
You guys can go in like 3 times speed now. Go.
Okay. Early on in the marriage, I was married. No, I was talking to somebody I was telling a story about my ex-wife, and he had not met either one of them, right? This guy was like an acquaintance, and I was telling a story about, I was like, well, my ex-wife does this, and my wife now is doing this, and I was going back and forth referring to the two different women in this story, in this context. And I was in the story, I was saying my ex-wife and my current wife. So I was going back and forth referring to these two women, and at one point in the story, I was talking to this guy. My wife walks up, and I introduced her as my current wife. Oh, wow. By the way, sir, this is my current wife. And that is not a way you want to introduce your wife to somebody.
No, not at all.
No.
The first time.
No.
And she probably looked at you like, what?
Yeah, that was like the first, go to hell look that I got from her. And I've tried to be cognizant of how I talk around her ever since. And, to be fair, she wasn't there for the context, but you never want to hear that. Here's my current wife, with the implication that, she may not be my wife later on. In context, it's like, no, I was contrasting her with a wife I used to have.
This is my current wife. I am planning on a future wife because, I'm...
This is just the current one.
I can only stick with them for a certain number of years, and then it gets kind of old hat. So
now I hesitate to tell this story, but this is a crazy. I have like a million crazy stories from my ex-wife, but this one's pretty funny. I was in the military at the time, and we were going to the on-base grocery store, the commissary. And at the commissary, all the parking lot rows they had a sign with a letter on them so that you would know where you were parked. Oh, we're in row B, or we're in row A. And so this particular day, the commissary parking lot was packed, and we were trying to park somewhere. And I was going up and down the parking lot, and I finally found a spot on row E on the back part. So we were way far away. And so I get parked, turn off the car. I'm like, all right, let's go in. This is to my ex-wife. And she's sitting in the car, and she's fuming, angry. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, you think I'm fat, don't you?
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what? What are you even talking about? And I'm thinking maybe she's upset that I've parked so far away from the store that
she needs that as exercise or something?
Yeah. And that was, and it wasn't the case at all. I mean, I'm like, what? She's like, you think I'm fat, don't you? I'm like, no, of course not. And I'm like, why would you even say that? Row E. What? E for elephant.
What?
I'm like, what?
Man.
I'm like,
baggage.
I'm like, no. This is the only available spot. And if you wanted me to be truthful, we should have parked in row B or row C.
Ah!
I didn't say that.
Hey-o!
I didn't have any balls back then. But,
Derek is just so relaxed. It's hard to even imagine what his face looked like when she was doing that. Because he was probably just I don't even know what's happening right now.
Yeah, I was scared, horrified. I was like, I know, please.
What do you mean? How do you put two and two together there?
So here's the question that I asked too, because I've heard people in passing when they're talking about getting in trouble with their wife, they'll say, had to sleep on the couch that night. And I'm like, what? Have you guys ever been banished from your bed?
No.
No, but I have chosen to sleep on the couch in the past.
Because you guys were fighting?
Yeah, or she would sleep on the couch. This was 10 plus years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't any time recent, but
if you're
one of us just go sleep on the couch so we didn't have to sleep together.
If you're in your 30s and first of all, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I don't care who the woman is. I ain't leaving my bed when it's time to go to sleep. Sorry. If you're mad at me, you can go. Bye-bye. That's number one. Number two.
Bye-bye.
Number two, if you're over 30 years old and you're that immature that you're going to go sleep on the couch, or somebody's going to, if your wife tells you to go sleep on the couch, I think it's time for some tough love and just say, honey, I think it would be better if we solve our issues and go to sleep. I am not sleeping on the couch. No.
I was
stupid.
I was afraid of where you were going with tough love. Time for some tough love.
I'm gonna bash your face in, woman. No.
Slap her around a little bit.
No. Never hit.
Stop this nonsense.
Never hit your wife ever. Unless she hits you first. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that either.
Mark.
I will say, I'm not saying it. I have never hit my wife.
Never.
She claims this one time she was doing something and I was goofing around and I did one of those little taps on the back of the head I was goofing off. And she was like, "You just hit me." And I was like, what are you talking about? I was goofing around. I did not hit you. She goes, "You just hit me." And I was like, "Babe, no, I did not." "You did. You hit me." And that was, I didn't go in the doghouse, but I was just kind of I had to smooth it over. But I really did not. I did
explain
not.
it to the officer.
I know. When the police showed up, I was like, hey, I did not do that.
That black eye was not from me.
Oh, my gosh. I do not hit my wife. I would never hit my wife. Ever.
You ever had the cops called on you?
Never. I have never been in trouble with the law once in my entire life. Knock on desk.
You should try it sometime.
No, thank you. Can you imagine them trying to stuff my fat body in the back of a police car? Are you kidding me? Have you seen the back of police cars? You ever see those on those cop shows? Those little skinny like meth heads they cram in the back and their knees are against the thing. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I used to be a cop, Scott.
What
Thanks
would
for
they
remembering
do?
my history.
Derek, what would you do with me if you had to put me in the back of a cop car? You'd have to call the paddy wagon, wouldn't you? I would not fit.
I'd call an ambulance or something.
You'd have to use 2 sets of handcuffs also.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or just cuff you in the front.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
You know, we were kind of joking around about something very serious. You know, none of us have hit our wives before.
Oh my gosh.
If you have a problem with domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. We were joking about it, but it is a serious issue. So
You made it seem like we are joking about it now because you did that.
we had a little laughter about it, but on a serious note, call that number. You do have a problem.
I feel like this was a joke too. It's not funny. First of all, never ever hit a woman.
It's
It's
National
ridiculous.
Domestic Violence Hotline. I mean,
Okay.
I just gave you the number.
Do not hit
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah, I'll share that, you know, in my first marriage, which was very turbulent, I was tempted. There were a lot of arguments, and you know, I was never like hit. She was a tiny girl,
This
you know,
is
so
getting
she's not
too
gonna
deep.
hurt me or anything. But
What, tiny as an elephant, Derek?
As tiny as a giant baby elephant.
I've been tempted to, you know, there was always the temptation to like strike back, even, you know, in moments that I feel could have been justified, and like, you know, maybe pushing her away probably would have been the more.
Was she hitting you?
justified
Is that
thing.
what you're trying to say?
Nah, maybe, I don't know. But there have been heated arguments. Cops had been called on us before, just
Oh,
like, you know,
my
neighbors who were
Lord.
like, oh God, they're arguing, and you know,
So
I've
what
had to.
happened to the shovel, the tarp, and the garbage bag that was in your trunk?
No, she's very much still alive. Don't you
Yeah.
remember when we were doing our show and she called and he like literally just put her on blast when we were getting ready to do the show? He's like, I'm doing my show right now. You're on the show. And she was like, and hung up.
So yeah, so that relationship is still very much troubled.
She
and
listens to the show, though. She's one of our listeners. We love her. Thank you.
Oh God.
Can you
Jessica,
imagine
no.
if she's hearing this stuff? She's going to kill you. She's going to murder you in your sleep. That brought Derek to complete
Yes, it did.
silence.
Derek's like,
She lives in. She
Don't
lives
say where
closer
she
to you,
lives.
Scott, than she
No.
lives.
Don't say where she lives.
Yeah.
Don't say
Oh.
her name either. I don't want to
Be
get. I don't want
no.
any part of this. I want to be removed from. I don't want her coming to kill me because I was like, what a psycho.
It's fine because
I think
I'm
wonderful.
over all this stuff. I just thought that was
Sound like it.
When Derek started to be, when he was like going deep into, there was a few times where I thought about hitting her. I was like, I don't think
Well-
you should be saying this stuff, Derek.
Well,
I
no,
think you should
he-
stop now.
I'm
He
saying-
thought about defending himself.
Yeah.
No,
Really-
I'm saying there's. No, I was trying to agree. There's no justifiable time where a guy should be hitting a woman.
No.
In domestic violence, in my profession, I have seen it. It is a problem. So
Yeah. If
Reach out.
it's
Get
like
some
a
help.
transgendered woman, is that different if they're stronger than you? I'm kidding. Don't talk about this. That was supposed to be like very uncomfortable, and it is. So let's not talk about that.
And
Oh
we'll
my gosh.
see right there.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Man, I have dipped my toe into a bad area. Abort. All right.
Oh, it's a woman's choice.
No, it's not. Shut up. Oh my gosh, stop. Okay, thanks for listening to the show. We will talk to you on Friday. I don't have anything else to say. I'm stopping this show immediately, and we will talk to you on Friday. Bye.